I'll never forget the moment I thought I lost him. But what happened next? It changed everything. Imagine this. You're walking into your house after a long day, and you see it. The empty food bowl, the toys scattered on the floor, and the bed. So still. Your heart sinks. You call his name, but there's nothing. And in that moment, you know, he's gone. But this story isn't just about losing a cat. It's about what happens when love defies all odds and brings him back when you least expect it. Stay with me, because this is a journey you won't forget. Her name was Luna, a small, fluffy ball of fur with eyes that sparkled like stars. The first time I met her, I wasn't looking for a pet. I was lonely. I'd just moved to a new city, and the apartment felt too big, too empty. Luna, with her tiny paws and loud meow, became the light in my quiet, empty world. But like any pet, she was more than just a companion. She was family. When things got hard, when the world felt too heavy, Luna was there, purring softly beside me, her little body pressed against mine as if to say, "I'm here. You're not alone." But as time passed, things started to change. Luna grew older. At first, it was subtle. She slept a little more. Her energy wasn't quite the same. I thought it was just part of growing up. But then, one day, she couldn't climb onto the couch. Then, she couldn't jump onto the windowsill. The playful sparkle in her eyes began to fade. I knew deep down, something wasn't right. I took her to the vet. The diagnosis was heartbreaking. Luna had a rare heart condition. The vet said it could be managed with medication, but they couldn't promise she'd be with me forever. The thought of losing her, it felt like my heart was being torn apart. The days that followed were a blur of vet visits, new medications, and constant worry. Every time she coughed, every time she stumbled, I felt a wave of panic rise in my chest. Was this it? Was this the end? I tried everything I could. Special foods, extra care, and so much love. I stayed up late, sitting by her side, whispering to her, telling her how much I loved her, how she was the best thing that ever happened to me. There were nights where she'd crawl into my lap, and I'd just hold her, afraid to let go, afraid that each moment might be my last with her. One rainy afternoon, Luna went outside for the first time in days. I was hesitant, but she'd been so restless. I watched her slowly waddle into the backyard, her small body moving with a quiet determination. I felt a small sense of relief. Maybe, just maybe, things were getting better. But that evening, she didn't come back. I called her name over and over. I looked everywhere. I checked the backyard, the garage, the street. Nothing. The minutes turned into hours. Panic set in. I thought I had lost her. It was too much to bear. I kept hearing her little meow echoing in my mind, but there was no sign of her. By the time the sun had set, I was exhausted, but I couldn't give up. I refused to. I took a flashlight, my heart racing, and began searching the neighborhood. I knocked on doors, asked neighbors, posted online. Hours passed. It felt like the world was closing in on me. And then, I heard it. A faint meow. Not just any meow, but the one I'd come to know so well. It was her. I followed the sound, my heart in my throat, and found her, not far from the house, curled up under a bush. She was shivering, her eyes wide. But when she saw me, she tried to stand, but her little legs were weak. In that moment, I knew she hadn't just been lost. She had been trying to make her way back. She wasn't giving up. She had fought, just like I had fought for her. I picked her up, cradling her in my arms as tears filled my eyes. I promised her right then that I would never let go, that we would face whatever came next, together. Luna's recovery didn't happen overnight. There were still bad days, and there were still moments of fear, but she pulled through. She taught me something important during that time. that love is more powerful than anything, and no matter how bad things get, there's always hope. She didn't just come back that night. She came back for me, and I came back for her. Together, we found the strength we both needed to keep going. If Luna's story touched your heart, I'd love for you to subscribe and join our family of animal lovers. Share this video with someone who needs a little hope today, because sometimes all it takes is a little love to turn everything around.